Hey folks, this is JoJo Bear, and I am just saying hello to all of you. And you know what? I wanted to talk a little bit about heartbreak. Yeah, yeah, heartbreak. So the reason why I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this was, just recently I was on social media on Facebook. I know y'all not doing the Facebook thing, or a certain a group is doing Facebook, but you know what? I was on Facebook, and I had a mutual friend that is a mutual friend to an ex that I have. And that friend posted pictures of my ex and his new partner. Yes, it came up on my scrolling thingy, whatever you call those. Anyway, so now I'm going to just tell you right now, I am polyamorous. And I was dating someone a couple of years ago. We had this long distance relationship, and it went on for a little bit, and it was really intense, and it was beautiful, and it was sweet. And my partner, my husband, knows about him. He knows him, so it's all out in the open before anybody has a judgment around that. So I've been polyamorous for a while now. So let me just give you the tea on this. Is that so? There was a little bit of heartbreak and a little bit of sadness when I saw these pictures, because I saw these pictures of him and his new boyfriend. But I also had this layer of happiness. I felt happy for him, which is like such fucking growth. Because let me just tell you that when we broke up, or when I broke it off with him, okay, let me claim that I broke it off with him, and I did it in such a fucked up way. We were having an argument, and I'm going to tell you, like, if anyone's listening, please do not break up with someone during an argument. They say never come out to someone, come out to the closet, come out of the closets during an argument. Never break up with someone during an argument. I did both. Two different time periods in my life. Anyway, so here's the deal. Like, I broke it off with him. I was in such a fucked up mental state back then. It's not an excuse, but my father had just passed away. I was in a lot of grief. The workplace I was working at, like I seen clients at, was closing. So I was trying to look for a space. Um, there was just a lot of change. I also was getting hit with a lot of depression and anxiety that was coming up like in my bones. I was like fucked, right? And so um I just couldn't juggle being in a relationship, and I just didn't know how to let this guy go. um was I in love with him? I think I was. I imagined I was. um a relationship was fast and furious, and it was, we were on different coasts. I was on the West Coast, he was on the East Coast. Anyway, needless to say, I broke it off with him during an argument. And um and suddenly after that, I started to feel the effects of my mental health, right? I think things just started just dropping down on me. And I realized I made a mistake. And 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 you know what, it was a tough time period to navigate. And I wanted him back, and he didn't want me back, and it was all of that stuff that happens when you make a mistake. Or at least the mistake in my mind was the way I handled it, right? Um so long story short, there was a lot of heartbreak, a lot of fucking feeling so rotten and debilitated. And it took me a long time. And my solution initially was that I needed to have no contact with him. I reached out and I said, I can't do this. I wanted so badly to fix things, and I couldn't, right? It was just unfixable. And I think he was done. I mean, I imagine he was done with that part of his life. So I had to have no contact. And for me, that was so painful and so just, oh God. I think I thought about him way more than I thought about him when we were dating. And so the no contact, and how I dealt with heartbreak at the time and the breakup was I had folks around me that were really supportive. I had one or two folks that I could just fucking talk to over and over again and say the same thing. I went on a couple of journeys. I, traveled a little bit. I saw a lot of clients. I recovered emotionally. I grieved. I had to grieve for a lot of the stuff that was happening in my life. But ultimately, um, you know, almost about a year later, maybe even it was actually like 2 years later. This was like after the pandemic or during the pandemic. I went to an intensive, and one of the teachers was a mentor that was dealing with stage 4 cancer. And I remember him saying, um, if there's anybody here that has any squibbles and squabbles and arguments and resentments or whatever, take care of them. You don't know how long is their time left on this planet, so take care of them. So of course, me being like the good student, and I'm not a good student, but something resonated with me, and I thought of my ex. And I was in New York at the time, and I reached out to him earnestly. Like, there was no intention of like, I want to get back together with you or anything. Like, I really just wanted to see him and say, listen, I am so sorry. Like, I really fucked up. And is there anything I can do? Like anything? Like, I mean, I know I can't fix the past, but like, is there anything I could do, or forgive me? There was just something there that I just thought, even if we never saw each other again, it was this space of like, I I I know I fucked up. And of course I sent a really, obsessed over email, and sent it to him, and there was an absolutely no, I don't want to see you. So that was really painful. That really kind of opened up a wound, but also, like, in a weird way, like, I felt like he's just taking care of himself. Like, he's asking for what he needs. He's done. He doesn't want to deal with it. um that's that's how he wants to ride, and there's no judgment there. I'm like, he's taking care of himself. There's been many times where I've been a no, like a full-fledged no. And so I kind of went on with my life, and I think about him from time to time. I mistakenly still have pictures of him on my phone. I have some Marco Polos, just remembrances of the real, essential, beautiful moments that we shared. There was a lot of subtle moments where I felt like I really, really, really like this guy, and I care about him a lot. And so, coming like full circle to this moment of seeing him with his new partner, it was just like, whoa, like, that's so cute. Like, he has like this kind of daddy guy that he's dating, and it's just like, I want to ask so many questions. And yet there's still a little twinge of pain and sadness, because I think, wow, this is a dude that I really spent some time with. We actually went to Paris together, and I am a piece of work. I am a total piece of work. I I really commend my husband for dealing with me, because I'm a handful, and I'm still learning how to be human in relationships and be vulnerable. My tendency is to be a little bit more private when it comes to sex and intimacy and relationships. And it's funny because this is what I teach. So I'm like, wow, teacher, teach thyself. But, I'm looking back at the way I was brought up and the relationships, that the parameters of relationships in my world, my mother and my father and my brothers, everything was so super secretive and codependent and passive aggressive. And there was a lot of stuff that I had to unlearn. And so unlearning is just as painful as learning it. And so when there's heartbreak, normally in the past, like I wanted to run from it and avoid it. And I think that's what created more anxiety and depression. And nowadays I'm like giving myself permission, just fucking be depressed. Like I'm not shading and I'm not trying to um desensitize or I don't know, like, okay, let me get the right word. I'm not trying to make depression not sound serious, because I have been depressed. I was suicidal once. Okay. And sometimes I think about that as an option. And I know a lot of folks that have actually went through with it, have attempted it, and have done it. So I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying that there are times where I'm sad, where I'm feeling hurt, where I'm feeling like dejected, jealous, and I don't want to feel that way. So I push myself to not feel it. And it kind of is going to come somewhere else somatically. It's going to affect my body. So, like, literally giving myself permission to just be sad. Like, JoJo, be sad for 8 hours. Just do it, right? Like, it's okay. Just feel it. Ride the wave, right? Ride the wave. So, heartbreak, hell do I know, but it's there and I feel it. And I look at it now and I look at this opportunity that I have, that what do I need if I get into another relationship? What are the agreements and stuff that I need to get into another relationship? I don't know. So listen, I just want to say I am super happy for him. I think he's adorable and his partner's adorable. And heartbreak goes two ways. So I know that there was some sadness on his part, at least during that period of time we were talking initially. So it's not just a me thing. Heartbreak happens full circle. So the next time is someone listening to this right now, next time you want to break up with somebody in a really buffoonery way, just think, you're not only breaking your heart, you're breaking the other person's heart. And yet there is no right way to do this. I guess with integrity or dignity, it would be the right answer, but what the fuck is that? Anyway, I'm just saying that if no one's told you they love you today, I'm telling you I love you. Yeah, don't be afraid to hear that. So this is JoJo Bear, and thanks for listening, boo.